Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Xenia Talks. In this episode, I'm going to be going over the algorithm and how to manage your time. And just for some context, I recorded this podcast in my car, so the audio isn't the greatest, but I still hope that you find some value in the podcast in general. Enjoy. So today, I want to talk about algorithms and managing your time on social media. Now, most people don't study algorithms unless they're an influencer or they're posting something. But I think I think personally, it is so important to be aware of how algorithms work on social media as a consumer. I think we neglect understanding this for ourselves because I think it's such an important subject, because if we don't understand why the content that is being shown to us, then we're going to continue to consume content that might not be the best for you. Let's say like you need to eat more vegetables, but your household is just full of like chocolate and brownies and cookies, and so you just continue to eat cookies because you're not aware of your environment. And in Atomic Habits, he talks about designing your environment for success, so it encourages good habits, and then you add friction into bad habits. And that's really what I've used here with social media. Is I try not to consume content that is unhealthy for me. And, that's different for everyone else. I just know for me, like, I don't want to be going through Instagram and being insecure about my body or being insecure about my nose. Shit's not good for me. So what I do is I delegate to Instagram and their algorithm, like, what am I willing to put attention into? Because when you get down to it, the algorithm caters to your attention. And so a lot of people would be like, oh, why is TikTok or Instagram showing me this video? I don't even like this stuff. Or I'm a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, why are they showing me this video? If you watch a video that pisses you off, and if you watch it 3 times through and maybe comment or like on it, that video now has a big influence on what you're gonna see next. Like, I've tested this on TikTok, where I'll watch a video 3 times through. I won't even like it or comment or engage at all. I'll just let the video play for 3 times, all the way through. And then it influences the algorithm to show me more of that. And so if you find yourself coming across a video and then you don't keep scrolling, and you're watching this video because it like captivates your attention. Like, I came across a video of a truck rolling down the hill, and I was like, ooh, that truck's gonna crash. And then I took myself, like, I looked at the bigger picture of this and I'm like, okay, why am I watching this video of a truck rolling down the hill? Like, one, what does this get me? What does it benefit me? What is it teaching me? Absolutely nothing. It's just it's satisfying like my boredom. I'm back. Long day at work. So growing up, I used social media. I scrolled through mindlessly. I didn't think about what I was watching and how it had an impact or an influence on me at all. I let the algorithm choose what it showed me. So what I was saying earlier is like a car rolling down the hill, like, got my attention. I was like, ooh, it's gonna crash. And it would captivate my attention and satisfy that boredom. My algorithm for the longest time was either focused on getting a reaction out of me, like, oh, they said that. Or it wasn't that, where the algorithm was spiking a reaction on me, but then the algorithm would be catered around me seeking validation through my feelings. Like, if I felt sad, if I felt like shit, if I felt anxious, depressed, I was seeking content that validated how I felt. And let me tell you, friends, do not seek validation in anything. That will destroy your happiness. You're not living life if you're seeking validation 100% of the time. It's not good for you. Know that your worth comes from within, not from outside, through your job or through people or through social media. Like, do not seek validation, because it will eat you up. And it's a very miserable place to be. Trust me, I've been there for a long time. And I've finally like woken up and been like, oh shit, like, do not seek validation. So that's what I'm learning. But yeah, so it was like either 2 things. My social media algorithm, my explore page, was either full of videos that just captivated my attention, whether it was around news, politics, cars crashing, or just something that like really like sparks your reaction, like, oh my gosh, So it was either that, or my algorithm was filled with really sad girl shit, like Tumblr sad girl, where it was like really sad. Like I don't really like talking about this because it makes me uncomfortable, but I think many people, if I mention this, can relate to this on an emotional level, so I'm just gonna say it. But I got in such a dark place in my life once that my algorithm was full of sad movie clips of people hanging themselves, cutting themselves, suicide attempts, taking pills, misusing drugs. Like, that's what my algorithm looked like for a long time, and it hurt me. And at 13 years old, I didn't know any better. I didn't know the long-term impact that would have on me. And fuck, it takes a lot to say that, but I know I'm not the only one out there. Obviously, I got therapy, I got some help. I'm a lot better now, trust me. But for a long time, I was not in a good place. And so now I've been trying to figure out my relationship with social media for so long. Like, I'm telling you, like, from 13 to age 21, this has been a journey. But I think I've finally cracked the case, and I finally have this framework and these limits and boundaries of social media that I can have a good relationship with it now. You know, like this clingy bitch, I love her, but she's clingy. So we need some space, we need some boundaries. So, and that's what I'm doing. Setting boundaries with this clingy bitch, because although I love her so much, she needs to back off. She needs to, you know, be limited, you know, not cut off, because cutting people off is not healthy. That's what I've learned personally though. Like, in all my relationships, like, actually what I've been doing for the past year is limiting things and setting boundaries, not just cutting people off and saying fuck you, because hey, some of those people are like my parents or my siblings. We don't always get along, we don't always agree, but I've come to the conclusion that I love my family and I don't want to be isolated from them. I don't want to be cut off from them. They mean so much to me, and for a long time I took them for granted, but now I've learned, okay, they're my family, I value them, I love them, and I'm not going to cut them off. I'm not going to cut my family off. So what I've learned to do to foster a healthy relationship with them is to set boundaries, limits, and communication. Ever since I've implemented that, my relationship with my family members and other people has just blossomed. I'm telling you, do the same with social media. Change your life. It's changed mine. So what do I mean by that? I want to delve deeper into, like, how do you set a healthy relationship with this clingy bitch called social media? Well, let me show you. First off, marketers and advertisers are not the only ones that should understand the algorithm. As consumers, us, as consumers who use social media every day, we should also have the right to understand, how does this algorithm work, and why is it showing me this specific content? And what impact does it have on me? How does it make me feel? Ask yourself these questions. Audit your social media, audit your followers, audit your explore page. A lot of the content that is shown on algorithms is rage inducing. It induces anger out of us, because that is the one emotion that has been proven over time to influence users to spend more time on the apps. So understand that, like, when you're going through social media, going through the explore page, do not engage with things that evoke anger or rage out of you. First of all, that's not a good emotion in the first place. And second of all, like, you're allowing social media content to enrage you and make you angry. You're giving permission to videos on the internet to make you angry. You know, you need to tame those emotions, most importantly, but that's a whole nother story on an own podcast. But yeah, so it shows you content that you're captivated by. And what I've learned is I want to be captivated by content that inspires me. And yeah, I want to engage with content that encourages me to be a better person, that aligns with my beliefs, aligns with my goals, and so many other things, you know? Like, I want to make sure the content I'm seeing is going to benefit me. And so what I do is, like, look at this explore page. I don't know if you can see it very well in the sun, but, like, yeah, you can't see it very well in the sun. Anyways, I'll edit the podcast later and you can see, like, how healthy my explore page is. It is beautiful. Yeah, so first of all, like, if there's a video that you don't like or you know is not good for you, you can click the 3 dots at the top and you can say not interested. And also, if the video is like something you keep seeing, you can say not interested, and then you can go into more details and you can type in keywords of content that you don't want to see. So if you see a post that, like, says, like, hashtag, like, whatever, you know, like, you can find what keywords were in that post, and then you can enter those specific words into the not interested section of the thing, and it will decrease the amount of time you see that kind of shit, which is cool. Second of all, like, not only can you train the algorithm to, like, not show you certain content, but then also you want to encourage the algorithm to show you content that you want to see. So, watching videos 2 to 3 times through all the way on content you want to see, like, go do that. But, like, just know that, like, what you consume is what you are, and it has a big impact on who you are. A big impact on your choices and your decisions. So just be very mindful of that. Then second of all, not only do you need to train the algorithm to see what you want to see, and then also, like, set boundaries of it, now that you have this algorithm that's full of, like, positivity and shit that you're actually interested in, and content that encourages you to achieve your dreams, you know, now you have this fucking algorithm of sunshine. Fucking sunshine, that's what you want, you know? Now that you have that, you need to make sure that you're not just doom scrolling all this good stuff, you know, because you can get this, like, little high of, wow, like, I'm gonna go achieve my dreams and do great things, and then you put your phone down and you don't do jack shit. You don't take action, you just dream, you know. And there's one thing of having dreams and big ambitions, and there's another thing on, like, actually executing on that shit, you know. You gotta go execute, you gotta go fucking do it. So the second strategy I have is I set a limit on my phone to 1 minute for all my social media apps. And you think, only 1 minute, that's not much time. But here's the catch. Now, after that 1 minute, social media, every time I open it, will say your time limit is out. However, I just say ignore, and then I say remind me in 15 minutes. So now I have this automatic 15-minute timer that notifies me when I need to get off social media. So we often find ourselves doom scrolling for hours on end. And now I have this automatic 15-minute timer that tells me when I need to get off. Usually I would spend, like, hours on end just doom scrolling. And then I'd look at the time and I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, where did my time go? You know, like, social media took it all. So that is something that has been extremely effective for me. You know, my screen time went down like 58%. Now this week I've been doing a lot of market research and testing the algorithm to see how it works. So that's not necessarily true anymore. But when I was using this normally, as I was using social media normally, my social media usage has gone down dramatically. And it is so liberating to take back my time and have control of that again. And I think it's important that we all understand that social media can be a great tool or it can be a drug. You choose. I choose social media to be a great tool for me. Base of inspiration, connection, networking. For the longest time in the pre-pandemic times, I didn't have social media for 2 years because I was trying to improve my grades and whatnot and focus on other things and also focus on my mental health. And that was good for me. No social media for those 2 years, good. You know, I needed that detox. But then the pandemic hit and I was isolated from everyone and I felt so alone. And the only place I felt like I could connect was social media, but I had this dilemma. And now I know that, like, it's not about cutting out social media, it's about setting a limit with social media. Setting boundaries, just like you would do in your relationships. And so that's what I'm doing, is setting boundaries. And it feels good, you know? Like, I feel like I'm in a place now where it's like, it's not cutting out social media, but it's also not overusing social media. You should have leverage on social media. Change it, switch it up, you know? Like, use it to your advantage. Like, literally, where'd my phone go? The world is at our fingertips. There is so much potential on these devices, and yet we spend hours and hours just doom scrolling. Apply what you've learned from here out into the world. Don't take it for granted. Don't just doom scroll. Set boundaries, set limits, and live a great life. That's what I'm doing. I hope that you take inspiration from this and apply it to your life. And yeah, I know these podcasts aren't perfect, but my best ideas come in my car. So here we are. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. That's the podcast. I will see you guys in my next episode. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on my socials, Xenia Creates, at Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.